Hostile urban design and hostile architecture. It's here to prevent, protect and defend the public space from different kind of junkies, druggies and mental disordered people who are here with only one purpose: to destroy and ruin our beautiful coffee, warm cup of tea while we're enjoying it in the public space. I needed this waste just to boost my testosterone. Unfortunately, these kind of comments are very often what we get in the comment section whenever we're posting something against hostile architecture and hostile urban design. And to be honest, very often we're actually just ignoring these kind of comments. But you know what? Today we're feeling very happy and we would love to educate some douchebags. Of course, there are no douchebags in this world, we're all just beautiful flowers. But in case you get identified yourself as a douchebag, then get ready to undouche yourself. For all the rest of you who are following the moral and ethical line of the public space and architecture, we're welcoming you here to show you 3 most important arguments that are unbeatable whenever talking against hostile architecture and hostile urban design. Here we go! Argument number 1. Hostile architecture and hostile urban design never give solution to the problem. It only removes the problem from one space to another space of the city. And we will actually share a very particular personal story that can really support this argument. Right over here in Brussels, 5 months ago, there were renovation works of one metro station. At that metro station they have installed these new modern benches and they were actually quite nice, and those benches, especially at the night hours and early morning hours, were used by one person who really was dressed inappropriately, probably was homeless, and the way he was behaving and he was dressed was very disturbing for women, for children and actually for everyone else. This person was really hanging at these benches. After 5 weeks of installing these new benches, the authorities have decided to put these metal bars on the benches to make division and to disable the activity of laying on these benches. And guess what happened? This person, because he was often using these benches for sleeping, after some time he started moving inside the metro and tram cars. This actually was a reason for making more disturbance in the public space. In other words, whenever people are close into the metro and tram cars, there is no exit till the next station. And then we are often reacting in different ways. Actually, I myself have witnessed how this person was really disturbing the people inside the tram cars in a very different way, unlike I have never seen before. And I have also seen how other people were reacting to this person from fear and misunderstanding. As a result of that, this person started to be more and more mobile into these metro and tram cars, and there were more and more incidents. I have witnessed them. So let me just ask you now, did installing of these metal bars gave solution to the problem? No. And for some of the solutions, we'll be talking at the end of this video. Argument number 2. Authorities, government and private entities have right to install hostile architecture and hostile urban design in order to make the public space safer. We'll all have obligation to make people feel safe, right? Yes, exactly. We agree with this. But the public space should be safe for everyone, not only for a specific group of people, including homeless people or people who are in vulnerable social positions. In other words, people or any person should be comfortable and safe using the public space. And to be honest, our cities are not designed in this way. And again, we in Stripping Architecture have witnessed a case where the hostile architecture and hostile urban design has severely injured other people, for example. And with that, it's a proof that these kind of designs are really not safe. Right over here in Brussels at the South Station, the whole environment is a mess. Not that there is just hostile architecture, the whole urban design and the urban environment is really hostile for being used and doesn't offer you a very convenient user experience. Right over there we have seen how one same person who was under influence of alcohol, and don't judge that, you have been under influence of alcohol, or your friends for sure have been under influence of alcohol, or under some other kind of substances, and this can happen to you. We have seen how this person once have harmed his eye over here, I don't know how you call this part of the eye, and once his head. This was very close for this person losing his life. And this can be really serious. Not to mention that the ambulance had to come over there, other people were jeopardized, we are using and spending public money on people and ambulances coming to help this person, and of course we have no problem ambulances helping everyone in the city. But remember, the damage has been done, and the damage has been done by an influence of hostile design that was specifically designed to harm people. And then all of us with public money were paying whenever someone is getting hurt as a consequence of these hostile designs. That's not fair. The third and most nuanced argument is the following. Can you actually imagine that the design of hostile urban design and hostile architecture is the only time we're specifically designing some elements to harm other people, other group of people who don't have any kind of self-funded nor self-governed association for defending their rights? Yes, exactly. I don't know if there is, for example, association of homeless people to defend their rights. This actually borders with the next level of discrimination. And if you're pro this kind of designs, you're a bloody discriminator. And you should live with that. Or just change it, it's easier. And finally, let's just wrap up these three arguments and go towards the final conclusion. Whenever someone tells me, well, you know, those homeless people, those druggies, they just live off the public funds and they're actually living an easy life. Okay, you know what? Go on the streets, go be homeless. I mean, you have choice, right? If it's that easy, just go out there in the streets and be homeless person. Yeah, you can enjoy the public funds, you can have great time. Go out there on the streets. Please, whenever you're talking about these people, these vulnerable social groups, don't forget there are many kind of parameters and influences that as a baggage are going behind these people. These people who are on the public space, first of all, they have right on it. Secondly, many of their behavings are appearing as a consequence of different kind of social complex matters that we don't want to think and talk about those. Don't get me started talking about anxiety, depression, asocialization, spiral debt crisis, wars, taxes, use of medicaments and pills, so many things that are from sporadical sides influencing these poor people to behave in these kind of problematic matters. And the least what we can do is to go out there on those public spaces and talk to these people, hear them. It doesn't cost much. We have to understand where these problems are coming from to identify the core problem, to identify what is the real root issue, not just focusing on the tip of the iceberg. We have to find what is underneath. I'll tell you a final little story. At the West Station here in Brussels, again, we have witnessed it ourselves, and one person was severely disturbed and he was acting in really socially unacceptable way, making other people nervous. What has happened is that inside that station there were these municipality workers, not social workers, municipalities workers. They have approached to this person in a very calm way. They have invited him outside for a coffee. They have gave him a cigarette. This person really calmed down. They talked to him. He actually completely changed, and he was just happy that someone was talking to him. This is the first step, even before researches. The first step we have to do is to invest a little bit more, not into making these expensive hostile urban designs, but just to invest into people who will talk and listen to these people. That's it. Thank you very much. Don't be a douchebag, be a flower. It's way easier and better. We love you very much. Stay tuned with stripping architecture. Continue stripping the architecture of our cities as bananas until you reveal its core values, the social values. Stripping architecture brothers and sisters. Bye bye.